Hey everyone, it's Bree and I'm back again with a new video. Today I decided to do a modern build. I think I have one modern build on my channel right now, but I haven't been building modern for I don't know why, for a pretty long time. I don't know, I was just into like a historic phase for some reason, like country living, I don't know. But I decided I'd put a modern build, and then while I was planning this in my head, it was pretty big, and then I tried to make it smaller, and this is what came out of it. So it's not like a mansion, but it is a rich person's house. There's no way middle class or lower class could afford this. This is like a dream house, really. For me, I think it has everything you could possibly need in this house. Like, why do you even need to leave the house? It has everything. For me, I'd probably be cooped up here and I would never leave. I'd throw parties, and I'd just spend all my time in this house because it has everything you could need. Like, you don't need to go out except for like groceries or something. But I mean, you could hire someone to do that. But I'm really excited because I got some bad news, good news kind of thing. I had this video ready for last Friday to go up, and all I needed to do was edit it and do a voiceover, and then it was good, and I was on the schedule, and I was so happy with myself until Friday night. My eyes were really hurting. My left eye was hurting so bad, and I was like, this isn't normal. I wasn't wearing my contacts, and I don't know what happened, but I got infection in my eye and I had to go to the emergency room, which was not fun, but they got me in really, really fast, and I was able to get treatment, and then nothing bad happened. I mean, everything's good now. I just had to do a week of basically nothing so it could fix itself. My eyes got dilated, and because my pupils were the size of my literal like whole iris, I literally had such sensitivity to light that I could not look at things. Like, I couldn't be outside. I just have to keep blinking because I couldn't see, and then I couldn't look at my phone very well. I had to sit in the dark a lot like a vampire. I was in vampire mode for about 3 days. I sat in the dark just like trying to, like, I could watch TV, I could see TV from far away, but anything up close I couldn't see, and anything that was too bright, it would just bug the crap out of me, and I just couldn't see anything. And my pupils finally went back to normal on Thursday, but then Thursday morning I had to go back to the hospital and get it checked out again just for safety measures. Everything's fine now. My eyes, like, it has a small like scar on the left side of my cornea, but it didn't affect my eyesight, and it hopefully won't in the future, so that's awesome. So that's why my video took so long to come out, and I apologize for that. I did have it ready. I really did. I was ready. I was prepared. And then, of course, something happens every single time I'm ready and prepared. Something bad happens. And it's not really like anything I could have prevented. Like, infections happen. And especially when you wear like contacts, they kind of trap them in there. And it sucks, but I won't give up contacts just because of that. I think if I just maybe wear them less, it will probably help me better. But it definitely wasn't something that I could have prevented, or something I could have, fixed so that I could play Sims faster. But I mean, health is more important, right? So that's all good. And now I have this build up, and I'm so excited about this build. I had like over 10 hours of footage that I had to edit. So I apologize for editing so much out. I say this every video. I just go crazy. I don't know what happens. Like, this was a normal sized build until I added a basement. Yeah, I know. But I so wanted this build to be so extra that I put a basement in, and the basement has some little surprises in there for you. I'll tell you about it later when I show the footage, but I don't know. I can't do anything regular. I tried so hard. I thought this was going to be a normal build, but I couldn't. I don't know. There's something in me. I just have to have the craziness out. I don't know. I like builds though, because when you play Sims, you get to put all your real life fantasies into life. There's no limit on what you can create. Well, except for the obvious things where we don't have certain things, but there's no limit in your imagination. And even if we don't have those things, you can kind of improvise what you don't have. And I love showing my creative side that way. It's so much fun. I don't know. I love it so much. So I went with the typical modern black and white theme. I'm not much of a black and white person, just because there's it's so much contrast tonight. It's so boring. I'm not a big I don't really like white that much. I like it as long as it's not mine, it's a good style and I admire the style, but I do not like plain boring white. I can look at a photo with black and white and I can like it a lot, but I would never want that for myself. I like things with color. I like woods. I like, I don't know. I'm picky when it comes to that stuff. I don't like white. It's just too plain, and I am not a plain person. I can't do it. But I thought this build, with it being modern, and modern tends to be minimalistic, and sometimes you gotta switch up the style. So I tried those windows. I don't think I've ever used those windows in a build ever, but I used those slanted windows for over the fireplace, and then I also put them right there. I've never used those, and I kind of like them for a modern build. Obviously they're really not good for other builds, but they fit in this one pretty nice, although they kind of look funny in rooms. I didn't know to put drapes on them or something like that. I kind of just left them like that, but that's okay. Still looked good. I do go for some wood colors, some modern planking, but there's little accents of color in this house. Mostly the same color. It's all pretty much bluesy colors, and I have some woods and some glasses just to offset all the other stuff in the house. If you pretty much just did black and white in the house, it would kind of look like 2D. It looked too, I don't know what the word is I'm going for. It just looked too, it's too much. It's not very appealing in the way that it's something you see every day. You're living there. It's not something that you'd be happy to live in. Most people would kind of get bored with only 2 colors, not even colors, in your house. I know I would, but I was trying to make this house extra super awesome. So I'm getting my water features in the backyard, and I decided to do this L-shaped canopy. What are those things called? A cabana? No. Not a shed, not a gazebo, not here. Let me Google what the word is for an overhang off house. I don't know if that's gonna come up as anything. It says an overhang edge of a roof. No, that's not what I want. Let's hello. It doesn't want to type. What's a roof hanging over a deck called? Oh, I butchered that. Foot hanging. How to build a deck. No, this is not what I want. I think they're like pergolas or something. A patio. I know what a patio is. A porch roof. It's not really a porch roof. I don't know what I would call it, but yeah, it's not a porch roof. Anyways, let's skip that, and we're going into the kitchen now. And I stuck with black theme. I wanted to go more dark colors than light because, as I said, not a big white person. I do love those tiles though. They are pretty white, but I love those tiles. And I can do white in bathrooms. That's fine, even though you can see it a lot. But bathrooms are really tiny most of the time, and they kind of need the light to make them feel more spacious. But in such a big house as this, I really didn't think that the dark colors would make it any more smaller than it looked. So I did have a hard time getting the dining room, like where, like, there's that whole big like L space there, and I didn't know if I wanted the dining room like right beside the archway. I thought that was too much, so we didn't do that, but I did get in a lot of counter space. This is my dream kitchen. I mean, I have a lot of counter space now, and even now, like, people are like jealous of how much counter space I have, but I still seem to pack so much stuff on there that when I go to make dinner, I have no room. I don't know how I do it. Like, I used to live in a smaller space, and there was literally like 2 counters, and in those 2 counters, I made use of it, and we had like nothing on our counters because we didn't have any room for it. And now I have so much counter space, I have so much stuff on it because I think I have so much space that it's kind of like counterproductive, and I can't use my counter space. I even have an island, like, and I still have like 10 million things on that thing. But maybe I should get rid of things. Maybe that's a clue. Maybe I just need to get rid of a little bit of extra clutter. I have so many like machines, like a bread machine. I have like a toaster oven, a toaster, a microwave, an ice cream machine, a rice cooker. What else do I have? Oh, a slow cooker. I have an ice cream machine too, just like in The Sims. I have so many, but they're all like tucked in the cupboards. I literally have a cupboard for all my machines, but a lot of them are on the counters, and I don't use half of them, so maybe I should just sell them and make some extra money and clear some counter space for myself. But in this is like the perfect kitchen. I would love this kitchen. I don't know if I would like all the black. I mean, I really do like black, but I think I would like a little bit lighter. I've always wanted a window in my kitchen over the sink that has like a great view. That's always been my ideal kitchen idea, but I think this is the first kitchen that I haven't put a window in. But I thought it'd be pretty nice to change it up. So here we are changing it up. And I did cut quite a bit. I don't think I cut anything out of the kitchen. I did cut out the dining room. I cut out, so there's 2 living rooms. I know in a lot of places it's typical to have 2 separate rooms for sitting in. I think one's called like a sitting room or a family room, and the other one is literally just the living room. So there's a living room off to the far side past the dining room and kitchen in that little archway, and I did cut that out, and I cut out a lot of the bedrooms upstairs. I cut out, so there's a gym in the basement. That's one of the surprises. I cut out that in the bathroom to it. Oh, here, I was making so many good ideas, and I thought, you know, counters are they're so like overrated. So what did I do? I went and put in a table, a marble table. and it actually looked pretty good. I love it. I love how it looks, because we don't really have anything that looks like that as a counter. And I think if we had a counter that looked like that, it would look so good in some of the modern builds, because I really like that for like an island or something. And I don't know, I fell in love with it. I was like, yes, this works. And I actually had to cut out, so like right when I put that counter in, before I put the mirrors in, I actually went and tested it. I always have a sim. Her name's like Vanessa or something, and she's the same sim I use every time I make a new build. And she tests everything for me. So basically, while I'm building, I go and I test things that I use the move objects cheat for. So like with the sinks and that table thing, they are like pretty much stuck together, and I was thinking this might not work, and how bad would it be to finish this whole house and then go and play it and have it all recorded and then have to go back and change it, because while you're playing you notice that you can't use it, and that would be the worst, especially when you upload it to the gallery, because I think once you upload you can't like de-upload and then upload again. So I try to make sure that while I'm building, I am also testing to see if it works. Because I always get super disappointed when you download a build and you're like, oh, that doesn't work. Now I have to do some work and change it all around. So I did test it. It's all good. I actually love it so much. Like, I'm in love with it. And I thought, why not have 3 mirrors? Why have 1 when you can have 3? That's always my favorite thing. Just add extra. You never know when you need 3 mirrors. I did skip a lot of the bathrooms. Unfortunately, I made all the bathrooms pretty extra. They're all pretty lit and awesome, and I love them, but I had to cut them out. Sad face. Unfortunately, there's some sacrifices you need to make. And actually, I found those like weird wall hooks for the towels. Did you see that? Yeah. So like, I never knew that we had those in the game, and I put them in. Like, I found them while I was looking through the bathroom stuff or the decorations or something. Oh no, they're in the wall objects. And I was looking, I was like, what are those? They're just squares. What do you use them for? And it actually says like the wall hooks, and they come with like the spa pack or something. And I was like, mind blown. I was like, oh my god. For years, I've been putting the towels with no hook. I mean, it looks like they have a hook, but you never know. So I just put those, and I put the towels on it, and it actually looked like normal. And I was like, oh my god, that's what I've been missing this whole time. Like, how? So this is one of the surprises, and it's a movie theater. I mean, a home movie theater. Like, that's the dream, right? And it's actually really big. And what I was gonna do, I was gonna make like a really modern one with like lots of whites and blacks. And then I was like, no, I'm just gonna go like traditional movie theater. So you know what it is. It's kind of awesome, right? I love it. But I actually go back and change all the reds in the whole basement, because I kind of went overboard with red in the basement. And I go back down and I change it all to blue. I'm sorry. I think I left some of it in. But yeah. I had to do it. I just didn't. I did too much red, and I told you it was like I was doing the theme color of blue, and I got carried away, because you know most movie theaters, they are red, and they have the red carpet and the drapes. But I decided, you know, sometimes you gotta switch it up. You can't always do the same thing. So it is still the traditional, but in blue, and it's awesome. And I put the popcorn machine in. Like, how awesome would it be to have a home theater in your house, in your basement, like with the popcorn machine and fondue? And oh my god, that would be living the life. I can't. If I ever get to create my own house and I am rich, there's so gonna be a movie theater. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm gonna have like everyone come over and watch movies with me. I'll even watch movies by myself. I don't care. I have a movie theater. Who cares if I have friends when I have my own movie theater and I have money? Who cares? You know? Like, I would sit in here just to watch regular TV. It doesn't even have to be movies. I don't know. I think it'd be so much fun to be able to design your own house. Because, you know, you just kind of like look at houses, and it's it's somebody else's idea of a house, and you kind of just have to pick one that kind of suits you the most. But what if you could make your own, completely customized to your preferences? Like, that is a dream. If I ever get rich, that's my dream. I don't know why celebrities don't make their own houses. I don't know why they buy other people's houses. I would just make my own. I mean, you have enough money, you can make anything you've ever wanted in your own house. You don't have to have too much space. You don't have to have too little. You know, you can do whatever you want. Nobody can judge you. You have all the power. So, I mean, that's gonna be probably a dream forever. Probably never get to that, but you know, it's good to always have dreams. It's good to realize that it's not a reality for most people, but still be able to dream about it. I think The Sims really brings to life everything you've ever wanted. You can pretty much make. I mean, if they had bigger lots, I would probably put, you know, like a basketball court and like tennis courts. Not that I really play tennis. I'm not even good at tennis. Maybe a badminton court. I'm good at badminton. I'm good at volleyball, basketball, and of course I'd have to have baseball and hockey there too. It's just like, oh, I'd own so much land. I'd be like, you know, the bills would be so enormous that you'd be like, oh my god, how am I gonna survive? I don't know how I'd pay for all that, but I'm sure the upkeep is horrendous. Anyways, now I'm making a wine cellar, and I kind of went like a modern kind of nice theme. I did go for like the exposed brick that was painted over, so it kind of looks like, you know, unfinished but finished, like someone was trying hard. So I did do that, and I got really excited, and I was trying out, like, we have actually a lot of wine props, and so I put like every single thing that has wine like in here. And at first I was like putting all these tables and stuff, and then I was like, no, now it looks like a bar. So then I moved those out, and I get some couches in. Excuse me, I don't know if the mic picked that up, but that was kind of awkward. Everybody burps. Yeah, I liked the white, but I had too much white with the bar and the wine cellars already in there, so I switched it up and I went to black, and then I started putting some red touches in too, which is not what I go back and change it all, but that's how I was doing it. Every time I talk on the mic, I always get super dehydrated. I'm like, geez, I feel like I'm like, my mouth is moving a mile a minute, and I just can't keep up, and I get so like dry mouth that I have to like take a break and, you know, have some water, relax. But I feel like sometimes when I kind of get out of control when I start talking, I'm just like, I have to cover 40 minutes of footage and just talk to myself for like 40 minutes staring at a screen while watching my builds. It's kind of awkward sometimes, but like once you get into it, you get into this like rhythm, and then you just start talking and you keep going, and it kind of rolls, and then it gets out of hand, and you're kind of just, you know, blabbering on. I do that a lot. Actually, I like this rug, the orangey red one there with the white, and I haven't used it in any builds either. So I was really trying out some new stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I use a lot in builds. Like a lot of the time I use the same bar stools, the same mirrors, the same beds, the same couches, the same rugs, a lot of that stuff. Oh, and the same paintings I use a lot of. And this build, I tried really, really hard to use different things that I don't normally use in here. I thought of a cool idea to do the cheat where you get the hidden objects cheat, where you get all the things that are hidden to you that the Sims use as props. And I put the wine glasses and some wine. I think it's actually like olive oil or something, but it looks like wine, so we put that in there too. And here, I always do this with couches. I try to see which one looks the best. So I choose like 4 or 5, and I kind of look at them and the color scheme I'm doing, and I kind of switch them up according to what I need. But it's always a process of elimination with me. I do the same thing with beds and desks, dining room tables, sometimes outside at the outside chairs and tables. I do that too, just to kind of get a feel for it. But usually I do this. I love the process of elimination. I don't know, it's just sometimes you choose one thing and then you're like, no, that's not good. See, I chose the black and white with the gold and I didn't like it. Why, I would have used that would have been my first build. But then I looked through all of them and I saw this blue swatch with the blue pillows. I really gravitate to the couches with pillows. I feel like the couches that are just plain are kind of not my style, or anything that I would use in real life. I love couches with the pillows. The pillows just, it's life. It makes the build so much more better. So that's what I do. I was trying to overlap the tables, but I do that in so if this is the living room, then the other one is the sitting room, and I did it in the sitting room. I overlapped the coffee tables for that like modern kind of appeal, if that's what you want to call it, and I threw in some nice chairs. I actually really like these couches. Really impressed with them. I like that they put the black and the silver with different pillow color swatches. That was genius, because sometimes not everything, sometimes like the stuff in the pack is the only thing that matches. The rest of, like, only in that one pack do things match, not in like the rest of the packs. It's not kind of like, what's the word, it's not good, I don't know, it doesn't work together. Sometimes like the 2 different colors of blacks and 2 different colors of blues that kind of look the same, so you just kind of like mash them in there. But sometimes when like the whites don't match, that's when I get really frustrated. I'm like, you're white, it's one color, how do you get it wrong? Just be white. Don't be like yellowy white or off white or whatever color you want to be. Just be white. Same with the blacks. I don't like when it does that. Just be one color. Like, you're never gonna need 2 different colors of blacks. I don't think, like, they look the same. It's just like you only need the one swatch. And then I inserted some color in here with accent walls without crown molding. I wasn't originally planning on having a piano and some music in here, nor was I planning on putting weird bookshelves in this place, but I did. A lot of the time I stick to gray walls. I love gray walls. I don't know, here I'm changing it. I changed it all to blue, and now it's blue. And I changed the lamps to blue. I think I changed the carpet, but I really don't like the carpet blue. I don't know, it bugs me. I don't know if I changed it back to the orangey color, but I did not like, I think I could have left the carpet orange. But oh my god, this is my favorite master bedroom. It is my favorite. It's humongous. I don't know. Yeah, I have had a build that's been this, had a big bedroom, but I didn't know what to do with all this space. So it's kind of like an awkward shape. So I was like, I could put the bed on this wall, but then I have all this space in the back and by the windows, and and then it just kind of looks funny. So I was like, I can squish some stuff in here. But then I got this really cool idea, and I'll show you later. I don't know when I started, but yeah, here. So I decided to put some screen dividers in, and I at first I used some other ones, and I was using like pillars, but then I didn't like that, so then I used these, and I cut that out because it takes away, my thought process takes so long that if I put all of the things I was thinking about doing in this build, it would just be like 3 hours or so long. But a lot of the time I have like 10 ideas and I try them out, and then if I don't like a certain idea, I move on to the next one, or put it in a different room, or I save it for the next build. But I try to have a certain ideas before I start even building, because a lot of the time I am super slow. As I said before in previous builds, I'm really slow at building. Like I can build fast if I have the idea ready in my head. If I know what I want to do, then I can have it ready. But a lot of the times you're just kind of fiddling around hoping something will work, and a lot of the time I do that. So like it's half and half. Sometimes I have to cut it all out. Sometimes it can just stay there because I've actually managed to be fast when I did some of it. So this video is so long. I have I think it's 45 minutes. I haven't even put the screenshots in yet. I'll have to do that after this recording. But I'm putting I think when you press 9 and put the TVs up, they don't work. So I had to put the wall behind it and then put the TV on that and then delete the wall. Because sometimes when you press 9, the objects no longer work anymore. Like if you were to press 9 and put I don't know, like a couch, and press 9, you wouldn't be able to get into the couch because it's no longer on the floor, so it's no longer active. So I just had to make sure again with testing that all of it worked. So that took quite a while to figure out, especially because every time I tried to put the TV on the wall, then I couldn't get the divider in the right spot. So that was fun. But then it looked kind of bare with just the TV, so I put the fireplace too, and it's the modern fireplace with the cool light that comes out. I actually really love the sitting area. I love the colors. I love how cozy it looks, and it's kind of nobody really has this. It's kind of different. A lot of people I don't think have TVs in sitting rooms and fireplaces in their bedroom, so it was kind of extra in that way, but I was really excited with how it turned out. I think I cut the ensuite out of the master bedroom. I don't put it in the footage. Yeah. But I really liked how it turned out. It was kind of one of my favorites. With all the stuff that it has in it, I think we're pretty much golden. Pretty much have everything. I think the only other things that I show you is the balcony off the master bedroom. How awesome is that you have a balcony off your master bedroom? I show the balcony. I did cut out some of the landscaping, but I do show the backyard, and that's it. I think I show the guest bedroom, but we'll see. But I think I'll probably leave the recording here just because I'm just going to be rattling on about what I'm doing for the next 12 minutes, and that's a little bit too long for me to keep doing that, and a little bit boring. So I'm just going to put some music on, and you guys hopefully will stay around to the screenshots, and I hope you enjoy this build. If you want to download it, you can go on the gallery and check out my ideas. I'll have it all in the down bar below, so you can look through all of that and follow me on social media. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to me for future videos.
Thank you.